I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video, and this is another paid request, this time from Johnny. And if anyone's interested in requesting any other type of videos, feel free to send them the request either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both things are down below in the info box. Now, this is a video where he wanted me to give my thoughts on the Godzilla and King Kong films, since the new one is coming out about a month or so. Now, I think the first one I had ever saw was the original King Kong on VHS tape. And I'm not sure which VHS it was, but I could recognize the cover if I see it. I know it was Kong on top of the building, reaching his arms like this, like to the side. And I love the original King Kong. I think it's fantastic. I love the stop motion. I get a kick out of that. I love the old-timey acting. I thought it worked well in it. The journey through Skull Island, it felt like another world. And the music, I thought the music really set the mood for it. Robert Armstrong, I rather enjoyed him. Fay Wray did well for what she's supposed to do. I love the look of King Kong, just all the stop-motion creatures, and like I said, I get a nice kick out of it. And it's not 3 hours long like Peter Jackson's movie. It told a story, it told it succinctly, and it was over. It was beauty that killed the beast. But yeah, I really enjoy the original King Kong. Always have. And then I had first Godzilla film was probably versus Megalon. It was a picture of Godzilla. It was a VHS tape with like a red cover. The top of the VHS was red. It said Godzilla versus Megalon. I think it was Godzilla looking like over here or over here. His whole body looking to one of the sides. And on the side it said, it was a company literally called Bootleg. And there was like a boot on the side of it. I don't know if, I guess technically it was a bootleg, but they called him so, like, was it an actual production company called Bootleg? Like, I mean, you can find the cover online. And that was the first one I saw. So I have a lot of nostalgia memories with Godzilla versus Megalon. And then I had seen a Son of Godzilla. I think Godzilla versus Monster Zero. Maybe Godzilla versus the Smog Monster. Like, those were the first couple of Godzilla films I had seen. And then the 1998 Godzilla I saw in the theater. And sadly, King Kong 2005 I saw in the theater. And then sometime later I saw a lot of the other stuff. Okay, let me start with King Kong since they're so There's a lot less movies of King Kong. The 30s one I think is a classic. Love it. Son of Kong I do like, as once again it has the stop motion animation. It was cool to see Robert Armstrong come back to play that character again from the first movie. Only this, he's much more the lead. It was cool to see the Son of Kong, who's a much nicer creature. I didn't care for the ending. I honestly thought the ending should have been Robert Armstrong saves the Son of Kong. Because the island is going down, and it's sad that the Son of Kong like dies from doing it. And I would like to have at least have Robert Armstrong be more sad about it, or more worried about it, or because in a way it's his fault that Kong got off the island and did all this stuff. So it would have been nice if there was some kind of redemption for Robert Armstrong's character. Like he got the older Kong killed. Maybe he saves the younger Kong, saves him and puts him somewhere safe. Like he saves him, but instead of putting him somewhere for money, he puts him somewhere for safety. I think that redemptive angle for Robert Armstrong, if they did that, I would like the film even more. But as is, it was another nice interpretation of the stop motion. I would say though, I would much rather watch the original Mighty Joe Young over Son of Kong, because Mighty Joe Young kind of did that younger version of the ape just better, more entertaining. But it was a decent continuation, but not nearly as good as the original. King Kong Escapes, and you have to forgive me, some of these films I haven't seen in years, and I only saw them like once or twice, so I apologize if my memory's a bit hazy on them. But like King Kong Escapes, that was a Toho film. I remember King Kong looking a bit weird. And, I mean, fights a robot King Kong. Kind of like Godzilla had Mechagodzilla, so I'm like, okay. I'm trying to remember if Nick Adams was in that or someone else. I remember it being, entertaining in a campy way. King Kong 1976. I don't mind the film. I like the look of the picture. You definitely tell there's some budget behind it. The score. I do like Jeff Bridges as the lead. I remember being disappointed that they don't have any monsters on Skull Island. Like, they didn't want to go that route. Which, okay. I mean, I think he does fight like a snake or something, but there's not like dinosaurs. There's not like Jeff Bridges and the crew fighting all these monsters and big spiders. They don't go that route, which I thought was actually really disappointing. You don't remake King Kong, why would you take that out? But I mean, Rick Baker in the gorilla suit, there's still some entertaining special effects to be had there. To put King Kong in the modern state of affairs. Still at least a lot shorter than Peter Jackson's film. But I remember not minding King Kong from the 70s. King Kong lives. You got Linda Hamilton. Somehow King Kong survived and he gets open heart surgery, like a blood transfusion. If you buy into that, and there's a female Kong and monkey love, and Kong tries to protect his mate and his baby and eats people, and pretty badass. But then he dies this time, but at least he has a kid who's going to live on, and his mate. So he definitely died of a more noble cause compared to the first one. It's one of those scenes that, did a sequel need to be made? I guess Dino De Laurentiis thought it would be a much bigger film. I didn't even know the 70s one was a hit, but apparently it was, thus they made this. And I remember the cover made it look like a horror film. like King Kong with red eyes, like he's from the fucking hell. He's looking like this. It looked like a horror film. Is King Kong Lives a horror film? It's not. Part of me wishes it was, but you can tell the budget's not as big as the first one. But I mean, King Kong just to be a badass, just to kick some ass and eat some asshole rednecks. Loves eating people and that. Chewing them up, spitting them back out. So I just, that part's horrific. See, that's the thing I remember the most, which is more memorable than fucking Peter Jackson's King Kong. And that film was a 3-hour bore. I saw in the theater with a friend at the job I was at the time, and we were just bored out of our mind. Well, like, where the fuck is King Kong? Why is it taking over an hour just to get to fucking Skull Island? The characters I don't care about. Jack Black is completely miscast. Completely miscast. Adrian Bidnose Brody, I didn't give a fuck about him. King Kong swinging around the fucking ice like it's the goddamn ice capades. I don't understand that shit. The dinosaur stampede was ridiculous. The way that looked, that was some bad effects. And just how not many are getting stepped on, considering there's like 50 fucking dinosaurs. Like, come on, man. It's a example of excess. That's the example of excess. No reason for it to be 3 hours long. Cold Skull Island, I loved. I loved that movie. I think it's the best of the new MonsterVerse films. I think the director hit the nail on the head with the visual style of it, the action bits of it. King Kong was a badass. They're like, hey, you hate how Godzilla, you didn't see him? Well, in King Kong, you see him in 5 minutes. And then I like the Vietnam era. That was a cool setting to take place in the 70s. Vietnam. And then using the music of that era. I thought that was a great touch. Made it different and unique. The entire film takes place in Skull Island. So it's no going back to the homeland. I thought, again, that made it a bit different and unique. The human characters could be improved, to be fair, although I don't mind them. Tom Hiddleston, Brie Larson, I don't mind them, to be fair. Could they be improved? Yes. I do like John C. Reilly as the downed pilot who's been there for years. I did like his character. Yeah, John Goodman. Sam Jackson I didn't mind. I mean, Sam Jackson being Sam Jackson yet again. But I don't mind him. A lot of it's shot in the day, or it looks like the day. Unlike Godzilla's new films where it's in the night and you can't see shit with the rain or whatever. Or it's a cut tease and always cutting away. But I there's even a fucking cannibal holocaust. Fucking inside a guy's mouth, and I'm like, ooh. Even moments like made me fucking cringe. So yeah, I really like Cold Skull Island. That was a lot of fun. Still enjoy it. Now the Godzilla films, how many of them? Like 50? I'll do my best to remember all of them. Just some of these I've only seen like once. The original Gojira I enjoy. I thought it was a nice take on the horrors of atomic energy and the atomic bomb. I thought it did a nice bit of the seriousness. Like, if you want to do a serious film, that did it well. Because of the acting, like the way they took it seriously. And serious moments when Godzilla's attacking and the mom is telling her kids, we'll see your dad soon. And the dad is dead. So that's kind of very horrific. Innocent people getting killed. And he was a force of nature in Gojira. The English version, the way they forced in Raymond Burr seems very obvious. Because Raymond Burr, like, if I put this in black and white, and I'm talking over here, you just splice me into Godzilla, and it'd be almost as effective. Like, it just, after seeing the original, you just tell how they just forced it in there and just, I don't know, it just didn't seem natural. I don't know. I would just rather watch the original version. Godzilla Raised Again, I remember being just forgettable. There's a new Godzilla from like an iceberg or something. You know what? It was also named the Fire Monster in the U.S. I don't remember a fucking thing about that movie, honestly, now that I think about it. I know the Criterion did a Blu-ray set. I picked that up one day. I really would, but it's like $130. That's a lot of money. And it's not all the Godzilla films. It's from the 50s to the 70s. So it's a good chunk, and most of them are my favorites, so I would like to pick up, but again, it's a lot of money. Maybe one day. But Godzilla Raised Again, I don't remember much about it, honestly. King Kong vs. Godzilla, it was weird. King Kong looks like shit. That's because they couldn't really make it look like King Kong because they didn't have the rights to it. And it was strange they made him stronger when he got struck by lightning. I mean, when the fuck did King Kong have that? I mean, it could be entertaining for the novelty of it, but the fact King Kong looks so shitty does take away from the fight. It looks like an overgrown caveman who didn't shave for 10 years. That hurts it. But I mean, some of the fighting, it's fun, and if I take my glasses off, oh, it's King Kong and he's fighting him. There's some fun to be had. I know there's a rumor that they made 2 endings. Kind of wish they did. That would have been interesting. You have an ending where King Kong wins. You have an ending where Godzilla wins. I think that actually would have been a clever idea. But, no. Mothra vs. Godzilla. I remember the 2 little chicks. Literal pocket pussies. I mean, 2 little chicks. So small you put in your pocket. Pocket pussies. Mothra vs. Godzilla, I like the Mothra creature. I like the look of the creature, in the larva stage. More so when it becomes the big butterfly. I think that helps a lot of enjoying that. I'm trying to remember, did they do the Mothra movie first? And then Mothra vs. Godzilla? Or did they do Mothra vs. Godzilla and then did they do the Mothra movie? I can't remember. I remember not minding... that was another one I remember being... it was okay. It was an okay flick. Yeah, I don't really have much to say. Most of these I don't remember because I've only seen them once. Ghidorah, the 3-headed monster. I remember the monster Ghidorah. But God forbid, I can't remember a lot of the movie. I remember not minding it. Like, the ones I remember more is like Godzilla vs. Monster Zero. Because you have the aliens that look like Devo. They look like they're dressed like Devo did back in the day. Nick Adams, the American actor. I remember liking him when he popped up. It's sad that he didn't pop up in a lot more of these movies. And that's the thing with a lot of these movies, they don't seem like sequels. They seem like another reboot or... because you don't really have a lot of returning characters through a lot of these. Here's a new set of characters. Here's a new set of characters. And they kept changing it up, like Godzilla's evil, then he's not evil, then he lives on an island, then there's a monster island, but then he went into space, but then, he's enemy with this creature, but now they're friends. Again, it's like they went all over the fucking place with it. But Godzilla vs. Monster Zero, I remember enjoying, like, the amount of villains they had in there, battling these Devo-looking aliens, fighting King Ghidorah, aka Monster Zero. Like, that's the King Ghidorah film I remember liking more than the previous flick. I remember just having a bit more campy fun with versus Monster Zero. Ebirah, Horror of the Deep, also known as Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster. I remember not minding the story to that, not minding the group of the cast members you had in there. Yeah, he fights a giant lobster, but I didn't mind. I liked the look of the lobster. The fucking keep away thing with the rocks. And then Godzilla gets pissed and hits him with the rocks. I remember Godzilla waking up and it reminded me of Highlander. Just like lightning keeps hitting it. And then Godzilla wakes up. It's like, holy shit, Godzilla has the quickening. He got the quickening. He's the prince of the universe. I think that's the one where lightning hits him and he wakes up. He's got the quickening. So I actually remember liking the sea monster one. Son of Godzilla, I remember growing up with. Thinking the son, whether it's his son or not, looked cute. I think the cast of characters I liked, they're stuck on this island. They had to figure out what to do with these water balloon thing. No, water balloons. These balloons with their project that they're doing. And I also remember there's different English versions. Like there's two different English versions. Like the English version you could get, I'm like, I like the original English version. I like the one that was on VHS. I like that English version more. I think like the dubbing or the music, some difference between the two. And again, the VHS version I remember liking a lot more. And as soon as I start talking, it gets darker. I don't know if I can reach over there to the damn light. Well, I guess maybe if I go over here, there you go. I'll just sit up so you can see me. Destroy all monsters, which I think was supposed to be the last one. Supposedly for a while. They seem like maybe this would be the end of it, because that's why they threw everything in the kitchen sink. But in a way, I don't know, even though they threw so many monsters, I didn't like that as much as the others. I don't quite know why. I don't know if it's because the story seemed like kind of a repeat of the Monster Zero story. Because they pretty much had almost one goal. It's not like really them fighting themselves. It just, I don't know. God, I wish these movies were more ingrained in my brain. But again, the last time I saw these might have been at least 5 years ago, and it's like saw them one time. So I apologize for being vague on some of this stuff. Godzilla's Revenge. Of course, that's one I remember. Where the little kid, he has all these day fantasies about Godzilla and Godzilla's son, and always spaces out. Sometimes it's stock footage, and the very few bits of footage they shot was Godzilla's son talking English to, well, on the English dub, of course, talking to the kid and them being best friends, because at this point kids love Godzilla, so they really want to make him friend to the children. And at times he's visualizing like these kidnappers in tone with the monsters he daydreamed about. The fact you don't have a lot of new Godzilla footage, the fact that this whole idea just a bit suspect. And even then the kid, yeah, he gained some friends who are fucking bullies and they pick on this poor maintenance guy. Yeah, Jordan, get ready to rob some people. I mean, yay, I joined the kids and I'm destroying private property and I'm getting people risk of getting hurt. Yay! What? Promote looting, larceny, and destruction of property. Yay! But at least the kid's now with friends. To join and fucking up things? Okay. Whatever. Godzilla vs. the Smog Monster is one of my favorites. I love the psychedelic nature of it. I love how it's distinctly 70s. With the music, the song, was it Save the Earth? The way people die for this mob monster is very creepy. How they almost like melt away because of the pollution. I mean, very creepy visuals and distinct visuals. Like there's a moment where a kid's on a roller coaster, and this is like almost creepy shot where it's like a POV on a roller coaster where he has a camera, and then as he goes up the roller coaster, boom, here's Godzilla. Almost like people would see the Loch Ness monster, like they see a shadow, a shape of it. Oh, that stuff like that always got stuck in my head, and I thought the director tried to do a different type of film, a different kind of movie, where at one point there's animation of the Smod monster doing stuff. I did the psychedelic nature of it, seeing people die. I mean, people did die, but actually seeing them die, and then how Godzilla, how he fucks up the Smod monster, wrecks his ass. Gets him in the camera clutch and fucked his ass, He's ready to do it to the Smod monster. It's sad that the director got shit canned, so to speak, where the people behind Godzilla, they saw this, they went, this is one of the worst ones. You're never going to direct one again. I think it's one of the best ones. It's definitely one of the most unique ones. And that's kind of my problem with like Mothra vs. Godzilla, Ghidorah, Three-Headed Monster, Destroy All Monsters. They don't really stick out to me. Like Son of Godzilla, when it takes place on an island, and the sun itself, the Smod monsters, those stick out more, and so I guess that's why I remember more of them. Godzilla vs. Gigan, I remember I liked the idea of Gigan, although I think that has some stock footage of other Godzilla films, which is disappointing. But I do like Gigan. I think that's the one where he cuts Godzilla and you see blood. Also, doesn't Godzilla fucking talk in that movie? He talks to another creature, and depending which version you either hear them speaking in English. Hello there. We gotta go over there. Or there's speech bubbles. For whatever the fuck reason. Maybe my friend Michael, he can explain that to me. Michael, if you're watching, please explain Godzilla vs. Gigan, the speech bubble, like why they talked. Why did they talk? Godzilla vs. Megalon, that's the first one I saw, so there's definitely a nostalgia quality to it. And I think for a lot of people, that's the first one they saw. Because that's the one that seemed to be always in public domain. Released in cheap DVDs or cheap VHSs. Like that's the one that slipped through the cracks of copyright, so everyone, or many people saw that for the first one. They saw Jet Jaguar, and I don't mind the look of Megalon, the creature, and the really crazy plot of the people that live under the sea, and you have I guess people say the couple was a gay couple? But the movie never puts that in your face, so to me, more power to it. And they're raising this kid, and that's one of those films that, again, I think it's more of the nostalgia reasons than the movie as to why I like it so much, because I could even remember the sound effects and certain scenes, and it just brings me back to my youth. It's weird how certain visual audio cues will do that. And Godzilla vs. Megalon, as well as like Bruce the Superhero, which is Bruceploitation, those are early films in my childhood that brings back, nostalgic feelings. Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, that's considered one of the best ones, but honestly, I like the other one more. I like Terror of Mechagodzilla more. I like that one more because I like the direction of it more. Like when Godzilla, he's in the dark and the camera pushes in and the light shows him and he's revealed. I thought that's a money shot. That's a hero shot right there. That was really cool. I like the battle he has with Mechagodzilla more. It felt like to me he kicked more ass compared to the previous Mechagodzilla. There's a moment where he's running and there's explosions everywhere. It's like his Cameron Poe moment. And I remember he goes up, he's like, I swear he does like a boxing, ready for the knockout. Like that, I got a kick out of that. I remember really enjoying the fuck out of that one. And then Godzilla was done for almost 10 years. Because it wasn't until 84, but the US version was 85. The Return of Godzilla, also known as Godzilla in 1985. And the trailers for this were fun. Like the narrator building it up, the movie star, he's been away for a while, and then it's Godzilla. I guess Corman's New World, I think thought this would be a big hit. They definitely promoted it like it would. And honestly, the movie, it's whatever. It just felt like a repeat of the original. You even had Raymond Burr in the American version, and their love was a Coke or was it Dr. Pepper? It was some soda. They remember very adamant. It might have been Dr. Pepper. It was Dr. Pepper or Coke, one of them. Would you like to be a pepper too? I don't remember what the fuck the soda was, but I remember in the American version, like every scene in the American version, the Raymond Burr scenes, is like someone holding either a Dr. Pepper or a Coke or whatever. So I remember liking the effects, different from back in the day. And destroying stuff, destroying buildings. People, bad guys firing, the military firing these lasers. But it just seemed as if just kind of a remake of the original. Only instead of the oxygen destroyer, he gets dropped down a fucking volcano. I'm trying to remember, is that the Godzilla that would be in the later ones, or they just left him in the fucking volcano? Because they didn't make another movie till about 89? Which is crazy. I mean, the 80s. And you only had 2 Godzilla films. And one was 89/90. Godzilla vs. Biollante. You would think in the 80s, like in 80s Godzilla, like if you had an action hero in the midst of the Godzilla, or if Godzilla was like an action hero in the world of excess and cocaine, it'd be pretty cool to see what Godzilla would be in that mind frame, but you didn't really get that. Godzilla vs. Biollante, the only thing I remember is I thought the plant creature looked really cool. But I can't. Finally, when you get into the 90s, this I have even less memory of. Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, Godzilla vs. Mothra, The Battle for Earth. I remember not liking that one, The Battle for Earth, the Mothra one, in 1992. Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2, I remember enjoying the action in that. One of the things that I got tired of that I thought was really redundant was the whole life energy of the dead went into another to revive them. It happened with Rodan, it happened with Mothra, even Godzilla to baby Godzilla and Destoroyah. Like, Godzilla gets beaten up, and then someone dies, whether Rodan, whether it be Mothra, again, whether it be Godzilla did the baby again, and then the life force goes in. Like, they even did that in Team of the Monsters. That's a trope I'm tired of. I never want to see it again. This fucking life energy, just stop doing it. Godzilla, he gets his ass kicked. He gets a power up. This other enemy died. He did a power up. That just got redundant really quick. But Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2, I remember that having quite a few solid action sequences. Space Godzilla, I remember the effects of that being subpar. Like, the shots in space looked really fake. And then Space Godzilla himself just looked goofy. He looked like Godzilla with a bunch of, like, icicles out of his ass. Or whatever the fuck they were. Destoroyah. That's the one where Godzilla is on meltdown mode. He's ready to blow up. And One thing I do appreciate is they actually try to have a build-up of a story. Like, in one, there's a time travel, and there's the baby Godzilla, and each one you see it grow a bit more and more until, it was in Destoroyah, that it dies, but then when the meltdown happens, then he is now the new Godzilla. But we don't really see that Godzilla go on, do we? After Destoroyah. Like, he's been reborn, but you never really see him do his thing. Because Destoroyah was 95, you didn't get another one until 99, and that was just like, they started doing this, let's forget about everything except the first film. Forget about everything, just the first film. It's just the first film, that's the only continuity. That's what they kept doing. Which got a bit tiring after a while. They're just constant reboots. With Godzilla 2000. Now we're in the millennium, and it was just boring, forgettable. Godzilla 2000 is one of my least favorite. Boring, forgettable is the best way to describe it. I remember the trailer more, where you have Rob Zombie's Super Beast song playing. I'm your super beast. Yeah, yeah, I'm the one that you wanted. Yeah, yeah, I'm your super beast. Cool song for a trailer, but the trailer makes it more exciting than the movie. And some shitty looking UFO. There's like a shitty version of Fly the Navigator spaceship. But before I get into that, the 1998 Godzilla. I'll say right here, it's one of my favorite films of the franchise. Now, as a Godzilla film, yeah, I can understand it being lacking. They should not have changed the design of Godzilla. They should have kept his atomic breath instead of the one fire thing he does. It's not really it. If Godzilla was the same design, show his atomic breath a couple times, I think the film would be praised. In my opinion. Not by everybody. There's some people who just don't like the human characters. I do. A lot of people don't like Matthew Broderick in it. I do. I liked Matthew Broderick. I didn't like his girlfriend. She was a bitch. I didn't like her, but I liked Matthew Broderick. I liked Hank Azaria. I thought he was very fun as the cameraman. I really liked John Reno. Like Elvis. What's with the gum? Make her look more American. I love the effects. I love the escapism. It's fun. I'm sorry, I have more fun as a monster. And that's the thing with Godzilla. I guess if you want to call it Zilla, like, it's not the actual Godzilla. It's just another creature called Zilla. If I look at it as a giant monster movie, I think it's a very fun, entertaining film. Cool soundtrack. Come with me. We can be heroes. I like the model work used. Kind of like the model work used in Independence Day. And you have like helicopters going through these model buildings. I thought it looked cool visually. It's a very entertaining film. It makes me want to watch it again now, actually. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it in the theater. I still enjoy it to this day. Now, again, if they somehow went back, which they can't, it'd be too expensive, and just plug in the way Godzilla looked in Mechagodzilla 2, the 1993. Well, like, you plug that in, there you go. People do these deepfakes. Someone do a deepfake of Godzilla and have him look like that'd be impossible though. But that was the big mistake they made, which I can understand that. Believe me, I can understand that. That's how I feel with Michael Bay's Ninja Turtle films. I completely understand that. As a film, though, I was entertained. I had fun. I liked the human characters. I liked the action sequences. I liked a lot of the sense of humor that Roland Emmerich and Dean Devlin came out of. I even liked the little baby dinosaurs. It's a bit like Jurassic Park, but I'd rather watch this than Jurassic Park 2. I'd rather watch this in Jurassic World. Let's say it was fun. It was escapism entertainment. I thought it was fun. Godzilla 2000, boring as shit. Megaguirus, I don't remember a fucking thing about that. But I'll be honest, Megaguirus against Mechagodzilla, Tokyo SOS. Those three, I don't remember a fucking thing about. I think it was at this point when I was watching, I'm like, man, I'm getting burned out on these Godzilla movies, because... But, I gotta take note. I wish I could get this on Blu-ray. GMK. Godzilla, Mothra, Ghidorah, Monsters All-Out Attack. I need to check to see if that's... I think there's a Blu-ray, but I gotta check to see how expensive it is. That is one of my all-time favorite Godzilla films. Might be my favorite Godzilla film. GMK was unique. Godzilla was a fucking badass. He was the villain. He was an intimidating force of nature again. And he was a deadite. That's really what it is. He's a fucking deadite. He's the ghosts of the people who died in World War II, culminating in this spirit that took the force of Godzilla, the former Godzilla. I would almost say Gozer. Choose your destructor. Yeah, if the Ghostbusters had to fight this Godzilla, they'd be fucked. If that was the form of the destructor. He's got the white eyes. I didn't look like a deadite. The music at times feels like a horror film. Do 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 do. I love that, and it fucked people. It fucked monsters up. It didn't give a shit. This poor woman in the building. You think she's going to get away? People down there. He didn't give a fuck. He killed whoever, whatever. That's what I mean. This is a... If you want a villainous Godzilla, this Godzilla could kick the shit out of the new Godzilla. With his hands, his feet, and his dick tied behind his back. He could kick the shit out of this new Godzilla. I mean, they even had to make King Ghidorah a good guy. That's how badass this motherfucker was. He's fucking up... Was Rodan in the movie? I forget if Rodan was in the film. It's been a while since I've seen it, but he fucked up Mothra, fucked up King Ghidorah. He's fucked up everybody. I don't remember Rodan's in it. If not, he should have been in it. Like, bring all the monsters. Godzilla would destroy... This Godzilla would wreck their ass. Let's see... But yeah, I love that movie. Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah, Monsters All-Out Attack. The worst title for a Godzilla movie, so I just call it GMK. Or Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah. GMK. That's a bit easy way to call it. One of my favorites. I did mention Godzilla, Tokyo SOS. I don't remember them. I know they're connected with each other, but I don't remember a fucking thing about them. Godzilla Final Wars. I do enjoy the film for how fast-paced, batshit crazy it is. And it is like, hey, I want to make Godzilla OP, and he just kills everybody. Now, I will say that's fun. As a guy that has seen Godzilla get his ass kicked a lot, it is fun to see a Godzilla movie where he's OP just fucking everybody up. Like, that Godzilla is the king of the monsters by the end of it, because he fucks everybody up. But the detriment to that, and I do agree with my friend Michael on this, because he did a video talking his thoughts, the fight scenes become very short. Because there's so many monsters, if each fight is even 5 minutes long, it'd be a 3-hour movie. Although, that's a 3-hour movie I would find. Like, fuck the Peter Jackson 3-hour King Kong. 3-hour movie where it's a bunch of 5-minute fights of Godzilla fucking... I would see that. I think we all would see that. Well, I would see that. Don't speak for everyone. It's just the fights do go on a bit too quick. He does like one move and then they're dead. So he's Steven Seagal. That's really what Godzilla. Godzilla is Steven Seagal in this. But is he fat or thin Steven Seagal? That's the question. And like the human plot is like this almost Matrix type of stuff, craziness. I do think they could tone that plot down and lengthen the Godzilla fights. They lengthen the Godzilla fights quite a bit. They try to put everything in the kitchen sink, and I appreciate the effort. It is a flawed film. I did because you put everything in the kitchen sink in there. There's some stuff that just get lost in the shuffle. That is the detriment of doing that unless you take the time and you need a lengthy running time. But I think that would suffice a lengthy running time. There's some movies that are 3 hours long nowadays. Why the fuck is The Lone Ranger 2.5 hours long? Like, this could have been a 2.5 hour long thing if you flesh it out. I think that's the big issue with Final Wars. But I appreciate what they were trying to do. It's just, it could be improved. And there wasn't a Godzilla film from 2004 to like 2016. You had Shin Godzilla. Well, 2014 with the American. Should I go into that? Fuck. The 2014 Godzilla was a film that has striking visuals. It does, striking visuals. With the flares, the red, and you see the scope of Godzilla as they're paratrooping down. But it's a gigantic cut tease. He's ready to do something, cut away. They're ready to fight, the doors close. Ready to fight, cuts to a news program. Bryan Cranston, best actor in the movie, you kill him off before Godzilla's in the picture. You kill him off when we're still in the mutos, the fucking puto stage of the movie. Bryan Cranston dies before Godzilla pops up. Think about that. He's wondering what's going on. Maybe it's Godzilla, maybe it's not. Well, what is it? Oh, it's these mutos. They're fucking putos, two of them. And they kill off Bryan Cranston for some stupid reason. And leave us with the guy who's the lead in Kick-Ass, more like lame-ass. Or kiss-ass. Boring, wooden character. There's a reason you've never seen that character again. And that actor again. Granted, maybe he chose not to. But, again, I find it interesting that you never saw that character again, Ford Brody. I fucking wonder why. They never bring characters back. They're bringing the characters back from Teen of the Monsters. The little girl, Millie Bobby Brown, what the hell her name? She's in the new one. I think the other, her father is in it. Constable Island, that was in the 70s. So it's been, the time difference makes it impossible for them to be in the movie. So there's a reason for that. But yeah, Ford Brody, that stupid name that character had. And I'm sorry, the finale wasn't worth it. Godzilla does this one thing. He does like 4 other things. And most of it's just him getting his ass hit. He gets knocked down like 2 times. 2 fucking times he gets knocked the fuck out. I'm sorry, he does 4 things and he does more than that. Really? You sure? Fuck that movie. Shin Godzilla, more like shit Godzilla. Well, it's about the politics of Japan. I'm not in Japan. I don't know about the politics. I don't give a fuck about the politics and the chain of command. What's the chain of command where the government has to go to here, they gotta go to here, they gotta go to here, and this is how much and how long it takes to get shit done? I don't give a fuck. It's boring. Well, you just want to see Godzilla action. What's wrong with that? And by the way, if you're not going to do that, the original Gojira did it better. Some of the films I mentioned did that better. Either more interesting, or more creative, or more psychedelic, or more fun. This was boring. I sometimes felt like I was at a fucking lecture at a college that I didn't know I was fucking at. About Japanese politics. And how government and bureaucracy works. I'm not here for a fucking seminar. I'm here for a fucking Godzilla film. If you don't have a message, guess what? The original Gojira did that a lot fucking better than this. There's not a character I gave a shit about. Didn't give a shit about what was going on. I was bored. And then they just give the early stages Godzilla with the buggy eyes looked ridiculous and silly as hell. And this is considered one of the better Godzilla films? Have you seen the early Godzilla form? That fucking thing? Give me a break. Of that Kit Kat bar you eating. Steal the whole thing. That Godzilla, the early film looked ridiculous as shit. And then, oh, let's just have lasers popping out of his spikes. What's next? Lasers popping out of his ass? He's gonna fart out lasers next? Fuck did this come from? Well, it's doing something different. Well, there's different and they're stupid. To me, there's just fucking stupid. No wonder they didn't make a fucking sequel to it. Oh, it was so great and popular. Yeah, where's the sequel? It was so fucking... It was frozen in time. The anime 3-part, I didn't see, but my friend Michael Keane said they were bullshit. I trust his opinion on it. It didn't look that interesting to me either. Planet of the Monsters, City on the Edge of Forever, Battle, The Planet Eater. They all sound like all three could eat my dick. Godzilla King of the Monsters. I don't hate the film, but I think it's a subpar. I don't think it's as... I think it's pretty forgettable. I'd probably say the acting I don't mind. Some of the visuals are nice. The look of Mothra. Rodan, I thought, stole the show. It made me want to see a Rodan movie, honestly. And that's sad. The first thing that popped up after the movie, I want to see a Rodan film. Can we do a Rodan movie? They only did one back in the day. Let's do another Rodan film. I liked his scenes the best. The visuals were cool. It just... Everything was given away in the trailer. Everything was given away in the trailer. You thought you were going to see more Godzilla? No, it's the same running time. Oh, no, it's not. Really? Did a stopwatch. About 15-20 minutes like the previous. Only... He gets killed, and then they have to pump him back up. And just King Ghidorah once again. I've seen King Ghidorah multiple times. Mothra once again. I said once again, one dying to give someone the life energy. I've seen this already. If you're someone who watched all the Godzilla films, I've seen this. It's redundant. The story's redundant. And King of the Monsters, my ass. Why is he the King of the Monsters? He didn't do much of shit. Guy's ass. He didn't fight anybody. He didn't fight any other monsters. He didn't fight any other creatures. I haven't fight 3 monsters. 4 monsters. And then King Ghidorah. He battles this one, he battles this one, he battles... Then, stop having the humans help him. Stop it. Stop having the humans help him. Well, they've done it before. Then that means they don't have to do it again. It's redundant. Humans have to help Godzilla because he's a sorry sack of shit. Oh, he just knocked the fuck... He should be the basis for that fucking song. I did not down. I did up again. I did not down. He's always did not the fuck down. Knocked out. Ready for King Ghidorah to go up. You gotta knock the fuck out. To Godzilla. Then Mothra's like, I gotta die. Suicide. This is suicide. And life energy going to Godzilla. That's already been done before, multiple times. But, this is for people who never saw those films. So I guess for those, hey, it's their first time. But for me, it got old quick. And the characters were not that interested enough to... I didn't give a shit about the wife character who had shitty plans, stupid ideas for supposedly a smart character. My sweet brother Numpsy Charles Dance was there. Godzilla looks like a fat ass in these. I don't know what it is. Godzilla looks... He does look like Steven Seagal now. I made that joke in Final Wars. Now this is the fat Steven Seagal. He doesn't have to do much and he wins. Maybe in the next one his voice will be dubbed. So... Like, my favorite Teen Con is the original, and then Teen Con Coastal Island. The one I hate is Peter Jackson's Teen Con. Godzilla films, if I did a top 10, oh boy, that's hard. GMK, 1998 Godzilla, Godzilla vs. Mod Monster, Godzilla vs. Megalon. Let's see. I don't know where the ranking of these would be. I know Son of Godzilla, Terra Mechagodzilla, Godzilla vs. Sea Monster, they would be in there. Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2 for the 90s would be in there. How many was that? 9 or so? Was that 9? GMK, 98, Spot Monster, Megalon. Yeah, somewhere in there would be Sun. It's the Sea Monster. And either like Monster Zero or Godzilla Final Wars. The worst ones? Shin Godzilla is the worst one I've seen. Shit Godzilla. Godzilla 2000 would be up there as the worst. Honestly, fucking Godzilla's Revenge. Probably Godzilla Rise Again because it's so forgettable, or maybe there's some ones I forgot, like Space Godzilla. That would be up there as one of the worst. The 2014 film would be up there. Yeah, I don't know what the ranking would be, but I do know my top 3 worst Godzillas is Shit Godzilla, Shin, whatever. And then that'd be number 1. What would be number 2? Fuck. I don't know. I mean, probably ones I don't remember, like Space Godzilla, Godzilla Mothra Battle for Earth, Godzilla 2000. I'll bait that number 2. That'd be my second worst. Third worst, I'll put Godzilla 2014. Because it should have been a lot better. I'll put that as number 3. Fuck it. 4 and 5, I'll put, I don't know, Godzilla's Revenge probably be on there. Although you get some campy, dumb, bad movie laughs out of it compared to some of the more forgettable ones like Space Godzilla. I would rather watch Godzilla Revenge than Space Godzilla, so I take that back. Anyway, maybe one day. But with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.